Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 339.
You know how annoyed I am, Brian? We don't have any sort of clever bands or anything to make fun of this week with 339.
Yeah. No 39 special or anything.
No 39 special. I mean, next week we could do like 340, which is kind of like yellow, but that's a stretch.
That is a stretch, yeah.
That's a major stretch.
Right.
And I'm not that flexible.
Right, nor am I. So
yeah, right.
Unless we bring in a third party, yeah.
Wait a minute. Are we going to be Eiffel Towering 340?
Classic us.
Classic us.
Oh man,
that's how we do it here at Salty Language.
Yeah. I'm Brian.
And I'm Tony.
Look at that. Get it out of the way in the first few minutes. Woo!
And this is Macho Man.
More seductive than sex.
You are correct, sir. You
Indeed.
are correct. That was Macho Man.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Brian. How's it going, man?
Hey, you know. I'm here.
Bringing all the energies.
Yeah.
The
It'll pick up.
podcast audience.
It'll be fine. We'll pick it up.
We'll pick it up. You know what it's time for, Brian?
Nope.
It's time for a beer, my friend.
Oh. Well, shit. You didn't tell me that.
Brian, it's time for beer.
Damn it. Beer's all the way in the other room.
Go get a beer.
That's a long fucking way to go.
You'll be fine. You need a beer in your life.
Too far. It's too far.
God damn it, Brian.
I'm too lazy.
I figured now that our interview process is over, I can, I can in good conscience crack open a lovely Woodmaster from Shorts Brewing.
All right. Have you had this before?
Master. I have not.
Okay. Interesting.
This is a high gravity brown ale fermented with toasted pecans and Michigan maple syrup.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
High gravity means it's going to be alcoholic as fuck.
Nah.
In theory.
Yeah. I would assume so.
All I know is the last time I had a beer was the last time I had a beer, which was trivia night. And man, today I really deserve a beer after not only deserve a beer after my Friday, I deserve an award for not murdering half my coworkers.
I don't think they give out awards like that anymore.
They have the Nobel Preace. Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. The Nobel Preace Prize, right.
Yes. That's the word we're going to come up with, the Preace Prize.
Yeah.
Need some guy with a major speech impediment to present it to people.
Well, it's because the present is they just take a plaque and cold cock you across the face with it.
Yes,
and then you have to present it to the winner next year. Kind of like the Masters jacket.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. You have to sneakily present it so they don't see it coming.
Right. I mean, you'd think you'd know, considering, once it's done once or twice, be like, oh, it wasn't an award. You think you'd do some research on it. Be like, oh, wow, they totally ruined that guy's dental work.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Be one of those things you get home after work and you're getting your bags out of the trunk, you turn around, crack!
Yeah. That's what it is, too. Yeah, you don't do
it. Bitch.
And there's a camera crew with them.
Yeah. It all makes sense to me, really.
You got Preace.
Preace Prize, motherfucker. It is a 10.5-er. The old double brown.
Yep.
You're a brown ale fan.
I am.
You're a pecan fan.
I am.
You're a maple fan.
Yes. Yep.
Why don't you have one of these beers?
That's a great question. I should have one of those. Man, I wish I had one of those. That sounds good.
You should have one of these. I should provide you with one of them.
I'm assuming it's
That's
good.
Pretty good.
It would be funny. You're like, I should provide you with one of them. I'm like, oh, it's good then. You'd be like, no, it's terrible.
And by one, I mean all five.
Yeah.
Like the rest of them.
Happy birthday. Thank God those are gone. What?
Happy birthday, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Like, Tony, those were horrible. I know. Why do you think I gave them to you? Like, you son of a bitch.
Somebody had to drink them, you son of a bitch.
I mean, I drank them, but yeah.
I didn't drink them.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Here we are on a Friday, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Podcast City.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just fresh off a new enthusiast.
I know. It actually felt nice.
It did.
Didn't it?
Yep.
I guess we're not really breaking a wall here, but the Thursday, hopefully, after the show drops.
No pressure on me now, asshole.
No pressure on you. We did an interview with Kevin Gootee.
Yep.
Or just Gootee. Gootee. Gootee.
It's Gootee.
And he's got a nice little web series on Amazon Video, streaming video.
Yep.
Comics, watching comics, and there's a whole chunk of goodness coming up soon.
Yeah.
It was a fun interview, though, y'all.
Yeah. It was.
It felt, I'll be honest, when we were getting everything together, I was like, man, it's been so long since we did one of these. Hopefully it's like riding a bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
what's really funny is I really feel like that show is more like our wheelhouse, even though as much as I love doing this one, I always, whenever we do an enthusiast and we're at the end of it, I think a lot of it's because either people are just being really nice to us or we're decent at what we do, and that they're always like, yeah, I'd love to come back on, or man, this was fun, or what, so it was, it makes you feel, puff your chest out a little bit,
The old feels good, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like Tony said, that should be dropping Thursday, Friday of next week. Well, this week if you're downloading this show on Monday.
Ooh.
But whatever, you know.
I got nothing.
You'll see it in the feed.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll just wake up and it'll be like, "Blow!" and
yeah. Preace prize, motherfucker.
Well, there's the gimmick for this week. It's just that picture with Preace prize, motherfucker. Man, these are just too easy. Yeah. Like the one I did for last week took me all of 2 minutes, you know?
Right.
Actually, it took a little longer because I had to crop the picture. If it wouldn't have been for that, it would have taken 2 minutes. But, yeah, it's all right. I don't mind committing 4 minutes to the podcast.
Basically need a still. I don't remember what movie it is when he hits the guy across the face with the keyboard and all the keys fly out and say, fuck you.
Yeah. Damn it, I don't remember either.
Except it needs to say Preace prize.
Right. That's a great idea. I like that one too. All right. Well, there you go. Now we got 2 ideas for the week.
Right.
Money.
Money. What's up?
I got a lot of stuff written down to talk about this week. Do you? Or do you?
I got some stuff. I got some shit.
Well, where do you want to start? You want
to? Whatever, dog. Whatever, dog.
Well, just lead us off, man.
Oh man, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like my family, right?
Yeah.
My poor wife, twice now this season. My kids, light cases. All been getting that flu.
Oh, boy.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy's right. Me, I'm like, dodging, blocking, throwing parries and shit.
Right.
Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Or so I thought.
And then I woke up and I had shat the bed.
Dude, I had a day of just torture.
Yeah.
It was like at work. I'm like, I don't feel quite right. Oh. And then it was just not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm dreaming, and then I'm like, I really cut back on my like side limo gig. I had one, and I'm driving going up to the airport, and it was just like someone dropped a cinder block out of my diaphragm. It was like douche. I was like, oh no.
Right.
Dude, it was a rough day and a half. Like rough enough, what was it, last summer? I was doing the old, I was experimenting with fasting and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that. I'm just going to fast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not eating until, this has ran its course.
Yeah, right.
Basically.
No, I understand. Not this past Christmas, but the one before when I had that awful, viral flu, that's what I did too. Across 3 days, I ate 2 pieces of bread and a couple crackers or something, that was it. I
drank water and black coffee.
Yeah.
And that was my sustenance for a day and a half. And I was actually going to go to dinner tonight just because I've noticed you hit a moment with the fasting thing and it just becomes easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hit that moment. But then last night I agreed to go to breakfast this morning. I wasn't even thinking about I was not going to eat.
Yeah. Right.
So I ended up breaking it this morning, and after I ate, I was like, oh no.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
It was just not, but everything was fine.
Right.
But man, that sucked. Dude, I lost 3 pounds overnight.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Just from, trying not to, I almost pulled a Travis and shit at my pants at one point.
Right.
It's the closest I've ever come.
Right.
Since I was a toddler.
It is a terrifying feeling, isn't it? Where you're like, yeah, I'm going to shit myself.
Yeah. There is no style.
Yeah.
It's like I just saw a GIF today of these people camped on the side of the Everest.
Yeah.
And it's just an avalanche coming down at them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling.
Yeah. Right.
Oh fuck.
That's also an appropriate time to shit your pants.
Well, that is
because
for sure.
You're like, oh, geez,
snow will wipe it all away anyway, so it'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't find him. There's brown snow over there. Let's start there.
Yeah, there's actually a streak of brown snow. It runs for 100 yards.
Get the sticks, Yeah, poke around in the snow,
Because if you for those of you that don't know out there, listen to Snake Oil Comics. Travis from there. I think he's in the past, I don't know, like 6 months has shit his pants like 14 times or something ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a pro at it.
What happens when you like one day, Doors from The Hobbit, but
yeah.
Is that Gimli? Who is that?
Yeah, oof. So that's
they have shit running under Greaves.
Oh boy, that's no good.
Oh yeah, it was like that was a scary moment.
Yeah.
Like I got home from work and I just vanished.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear Jeannie hollering for me, and I was like, I'm dying.
The worst part too is like when you realize you're like gonna have a photo finish, you can't run.
yeah, for sure. You get that forehead sweat, and all you can do is duck walk.
Right. You're clenching and waddling.
Yeah,
it's no bueno.
It's the worst.
It's awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good googly moogly.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm trying to spare details here, but it was horrible.
That's why I like to not go out this time of year, because, plus this year's been worse than, like, forever, or at least in our lifetimes, I think.
Right.
For the amount of flu cases and deaths this year, it's been pretty ridiculous, And there's still, like, a couple months left in this flu season, It's like, geez.
Right. Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, it's already been brutal, and we've still got like 2 more months of it.
Yeah, yippee-ki-yay, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst.
Yeah,
man, it sucked. Yeah, that was that was one of those moments. I think I lost part of my soul.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Question my existence on this planet.
Yeah. Yeah, you start contemplating if life is worth living partway through it because you're like, this just is terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh man, this is. I get it, burning Buddha guy in the middle of the street. I get it.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
Been there, yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that was my interaction with the flu.
Wow, that's a good time.
Boy, it was not.
No, never is.
Boy, it was not.
Yeah. Well, at least you lived through it, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Take that, people who didn't.
My weight loss plan?
Yeah.
Brian?
Dude, it fucking worked, though. It's not what you want to do to lose that weight, but fuck.
Yeah, it's completely, dump your brains out and then just go, I'm just not going to eat because I know if I eat, it's all going to come out again.
I know. That flu that I had, I think I lost about 7 pounds in a week.
Nice. Shredded.
I was looking good,
Fucking getting ready for summer.
Right? Got the Speedo out, took some new dating profile pics, You
see someone like sniffling and stuff, just run up and like just stick their hand in your mouth. I need to get sick. Summer's almost here.
That's awful. I mean, it works, but whew, yeah. No thanks. No thanks.
Wow. Yeah, no thanks is right. On the positive though, how about that Saturday night out, huh?
Yeah, it was a good time.
That was a hell of a time.
Times were had by all, at least as far as I know.
Man, yeah, as far as I know too, because it was great. Because Stuart here and myself were like, "Hey, go get beers." That's kind of how we talked to each other.
Yeah, exactly how we talked to each other.
Yeah. And we went headed downtown to go hit up some bars, and it was the weirdest thing because we hit the first one, and it was us and the bartender.
Well, real quick before you get to that,
rewind.
I'd just like to point out that again how hilarious it was that where we were gonna go, we didn't end up going because that area was a nightmare because there was a air quote beer fest downtown. And it's the beer fest. If you've listened to our enthusiasts, I believe we talked about, and if not, we talked about on the podcast how we were not impressed in our own city, unfortunately. It's too bad. Can't have a great beer fest here. That'd be so awesome. Wouldn't have to travel anywhere except downtown.
I know. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
As we're driving past it, Tony actually says the words, "Damn beer fest interrupting my plan or ruining my plans," and we both kind of took pause with it.
Yeah, like, oh my God.
Like, who am I? Yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah. But it was
I pulled the vanity mirror down. I don't even recognize you anymore.
Right? And watching the news tonight, they do a look back at the week kind of a thing at the very end of it as they're doing their closing credits. And they showed a couple pictures from it, and it looked exactly like it did when we were there. Lined up exactly the same way, bottles in there instead of drafts. So, yeah, we didn't miss anything.
So it was an awful clusterfuck?
Yeah, unless there were some rare beers there, which I doubt. Well, there might have been a couple. We did have a couple that were, whatever, but not worth it. We can find those beers probably. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead now.
No, so we went down this little, bar in the other end of downtown called the Auto Tavern. And when we walked in, I thought the place was honestly closed. There's some bum rooting through the ashtray. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
He's not exaggerating. There actually was.
Yeah. And I thought it was closed. We walked in, and there's the bartender just on the other side of the bar fiddling around on her laptop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no one else in there but Stu and I.
Yeah. Well, not that we saw anyway. I mean, there was that woman who just came out of nowhere and was in the bathroom for like 10 minutes. But
yeah, that was a little weird.
But not by far not the weirdest thing that night.
No. But it was actually kind of nice because it was, they didn't really have loud music. So you and I were just bullshitting and having a couple of pints and started bullshitting at the bartender. And I kind of dug the whole field of the place with just, us in there, basically.
Yeah, I know, I did too. Like, we had the run of it, and I was like, this is exactly why we need to open a place like this. That way we can just have our before we're open hour or 6, and then, just let somebody else run it and we take off.
It's called the happiest hour.
Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. And then, on top of that, while we were there, there was Pizza Cat or Pizza Kitten pizza there.
Good.
So we smashed up on some of that.
Once again, burnt the fuck out of the roof of my mouth.
I did not. I was smart enough to wait. So.
Oh, good.
I know you were almost eating the box when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus,
dude. The next day, the inside of my mouth looked like it belonged to like a black fraternity.
Whoa.
The branding.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know where you're going with this.
Come on, the branding. Am I the only one who knows about this?
Yeah. I'm sitting here with, hovering over the censor button. Like, I've
got the Miami U burned in up there.
Right.
The U.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it was rough, but the pizza was delicious. And then, he and his lady show up, and way later than they should have.
Right. Yeah.
That's okay though.
It's all right. Yeah.
But I think really the highlight of the Auto Tavern had to be a crazy, maybe homeless guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't really look homeless as far as he looked clean. His clothes looked fairly clean, So he didn't look like what you would think of as a homeless person, but there was something not right about him,
He was definitely crazy.
Yeah. And I don't know if he was drunk. I don't think so. I think he was just, something wasn't right upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, how long did it take me to explain to him where the bathroom was?
A long time. I thought you were almost going to have to walk and show him, because he just...
Get in there and help him shake. It's probably what he's looking for.
Probably, yeah. He just was not getting it. I mean, and down this little hallway, there's 2 doors. One was open, one was not, and you're like, it's the open door. You know, most people would be like, oh, and walk right to it, but...
Not this guy.
He seemed very apprehensive of walking down there. And it's like, dude, worst case scenario, it's the office, and then you just piss in a corner or something, and whatever.
Yeah, right. You open up the pen drawer.
Yeah, the pen drawer. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you left the safe open.
Yeah, it's like, they clean it out so I could piss in it.
Yeah.
Naturally. I also did appreciate in the men's room the lip urinals.
Yeah, those were interesting.
Those were something, all right, weren't they?
Yeah. I did not expect that.
No, neither did I. Yeah, it's like, huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Looks like I'm pissing into,
a big mouth.
Yeah, Mick Jagger's mouth over here.
That's weird.
Right? He loves it.
Yeah, probably.
I've read the stories.
Yeah, so this guy, as we're sitting there, because at first we're trying to just figure out what his deal was, because we didn't honestly know, like, is he drunk or what's going on here? And the people sitting next to me, in between me and this guy, basically, the two people were sitting there. It was funny because you made a comment about, like, you were like, these people are going to be, like, out of here in no time. And they sure were.
One and done.
Yep.
That was my prediction.
Yep. As soon as they finished their drink, the bartender walked over and was like, can I get you guys? And they're like, nope. And I was like, yep, I'm sure that's, probably why. 'Cause they seemed very uncomfortable.
Well, he kept talking at him, and he's counting out change, and I don't even know if his flip phone he had worked. My girlfriend can't get a hold of me, and
yeah, he kept making Obama phone references and stuff, and
it was a whole situation with that guy.
Yeah, that's why I said after a while, I think we were both kind of like, I think this guy's got some mental issues. This is not. I don't think he's drunk, and it was tough though, because, again, we weren't laughing at him having this kind of stuff, but some of the stuff he said was funny, like when he started quoting, Smashing Pumpkins, and he was doing it as though he was giving advice, pointing out that, the world is a vampire, and then, there was another line he used, and then later he switched to Tom Petty,
right.
Pointing out that you don't have to live like a refugee, and and then before we left, he made a Doors reference to you.
Yeah, him and I were talking about the Doors.
Yeah,
man, that guy was a maniac. I think we fist bumped. It was a whole situation.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I should probably lop my hand off.
And it was, again, nothing. The guy didn't try anything weird with anybody, nothing like that. It wasn't anything. No one felt like in danger or anything, I think, with him there. But I will say this, I kind of wanted to stick around to see his girlfriend.
Right?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If it wouldn't have been for that band, I would have probably been like, let's stick around for a few minutes and see what happens. But
you mean the loudest band in the smallest space ever, that band?
Yeah. You and I are both cool with loud music. We've been to plenty of loud things in our life. But man, this band came in, and like when they went to warm up, the drummers just like boom, boom, boom on the bass drum, and you could hear and see the windows moving.
Yes.
It was, and it was too small of a venue for that. I guess really with all the windows it's got in front, it's probably a bad idea too, because, look at the...
Enough of a sound reflection and all that.
Yeah, and that
all
was
these hard surfaces.
Yeah, and that was just the drums. That was before the guitars even started in. And I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be real loud." So we were all like, "Nope, time to bounce."
Yeah, which was nice. One up the road to another one. Another good bar in the area. Great beer bar. The Attic.
Right. Oh, and by that point, we had met up with 3 more friends.
Yeah, because I found out they were downtown on the other end, and I started harassing the shit out of them.
As you'll do. Yeah.
As you'll do. Yeah. And they met up with us, which was nice.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I went up the Attic. You got your hop slam finally.
Finally had a hop slam. Yeah. I was excited because, I saw you're looking at the menu and you're like, you have hop slam? The guy's like, yeah. And I'm just immediately just put the menu down. Like, I don't even need this thing anymore. It's hop slam until we leave. So yeah, cause I thought it was going to be the only one I'd probably have this season, but I was wrong. Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We didn't really spend much time at the Attic, though.
No, it was one and done there, I think, for most of us. I feel like somebody, Steve had 2, I'm pretty sure, but I think, most of us just had 1 and done. So I had a good start at the Ottawa Tavern after drinking. We didn't even bring this up. I ordered a big dumb PBR there, which I'm expecting, a tall boy. And instead, I got like an oil barrel of...
You got the tallest boy.
Yeah, I got a 32-ounce can of PBR. So that was that was interesting.
It was pretty ridiculous.
It was, yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it was the biggest can of beer I've seen in a long time since I bought like a Steel Reserve.
Right. Yeah, perfect. And right? T ordered Colt 45.
Classic T.
Classic T, yeah.
It doesn't work every time, Brian.
He said it did, so...
That's the rumors.
Yeah, must have worked. So
Billy D. Williams will not lie to us.
No, the only person he lies to is Han Solo.
That's true, and they were best friends.
I know.
What a dick.
What a jerk.
God damn it.
Yeah. Anyway, so at the attic, it was pretty quick. I was surprised the place wasn't busier, honestly.
Yeah,
but
especially for Beer Fest.
Yeah, because by then
all the bars in the Beer Fest are probably packed.
Yeah, I was going to say, because by then the Beer Fest was probably about over or was over, and yeah, it wasn't all that busy yet, which was cool. I liked the fact we could still get to the bar.
Yes,
that was nice. Although I did point out to you, I heard a guy looking at the beer list and looking at beers and said, these all have hops in them. And I just almost killed him because beers have hops generally.
Yeah. Guess what? They also have water in them, buddy.
What? Flips the table. Yeah.
I'm going to need you to lay on this board. I'm going to get this rag and this bucket of water.
Right.
We're going to show you what water's all about.
That's right. And unlike last time at the attic, I was able to easily walk down the stairs this time.
Well, I think last time you might have went down the stairs faster, though.
Oh, I certainly did, because once I started, I couldn't stop. Yeah. Yeah. I was almost at tuck and roll speed last time.
Yes.
This time I was taking my time a little bit more, so it was nice to be able to actually walk out of there and, not feel like I was just going to tumble down.
Well, it was like when we're sitting there, our friends, they kept going, we got to leave at 10:45 because there's a cigar place we're going to next. Mm-hmm. Got to leave. And I kept showing them my phone like, hey, the fuck you still doing here, man?
Yeah.
Love you guys, but leave if you're trying to get to the cigar place.
Right.
But they found our place was open until midnight.
Yeah.
Place I've never been to. That's the first time I've ever been in there.
Yeah, I hadn't been in there either. I've seen the place plenty of times. I just never been in it.
Well, that doesn't entirely surprise me since you're not a cigar smoker.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I guess I'm very loyal to Port Royale. That's kind of like my jam right there.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we walked into this place and it was like fucking leather couches, a big old humidor. They had not quite a full bar. They had a liquor bar.
Yeah.
With scotch I paid too much money for.
Amen, sister.
Yeah, it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that little cigar joint area. It was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We had a good time there. Lots of, ball busting and joking was done as per usual.
Yeah, right? Smoking, drinking, living like doctors, Brian.
Right.
Doctors.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I ran into some slob that I used to run into for work.
You did, and then you talked to him for like a half hour.
Yeah, well, because he was always very talkative. I wasn't expecting it to go that long, but
right.
Because I looked at him and I looked at Brian. I'm like, fuck, I know that guy. That's Tony. I have to say hi. And I was like, Tony from Polymer. The guy's like, my eyes are no good. Who the fuck are you?
That was great.
It's like, yeah, it's definitely him.
Yeah. Because I leaned over to Don and I'm like, God, I hope he doesn't remember Tony. It would have been just so funny. Who the fuck are you? I'm Tony from,
Yeah.
But like, no.
Yeah, this is the guy that, has, before he retired, not once but twice ran his hand through a bandsaw.
Yeah.
That's
talent. That's talent right there,
It is. You think you can do it once, that's like, that'll never happen again.
Yeah, because man's record against bandsaws is not very good. Bandsaw usually wins,
It's a tough fight.
Yeah, it's not gone well for man.
Yeah. I mean, if you can make it past those early rounds, maybe.
By early rounds, you mean fingers?
Yeah.
I only lost two.
One gets in there and gums up the system.
Right. I only lost two, you son of a bitch. I still have two and a thumb.
Yeah. Fuck you, bandsaw. I win this round.
Yeah, that's some talent for sure.
That was some talent.
Then this dude showed up like not too long before we left and was just like telling us like all the things about like scotch and different stuff, and we were just like, all right, dude, we don't really care. or various. I can't remember what all he was talking about, but he was just like
him and Steve were like beating each other off on the couch, and he was all over the place.
Yeah, it was
weird.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
I mean, I would definitely go back there, and I was telling that to T. I'm like, like once a month we need to get the boys together and go have a stick there and enjoy the leather couches, and it was a good gentleman's night.
Yeah. When it was funny,
my problem was I had to work in like 3 hours after I left.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like, we should go somewhere else.
I abandoned ship. This is where you take over.
The other guys were like, we're going to go to, this Fifth Street pub place. And, T looks at me and he goes, forgot who it was. Steve, that's who it was, looks at me and goes, are you going? And I'm like, I'm fucking riding with T, so kind of whatever he's doing, I'm doing, and T's like, all right, let's go. So
I'm actually kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
It was falling asleep in the cigar place.
Oh, dude, she was out. She stayed in the van or the car when we got over to the other place.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, T just left her the keys and she just locked it up and turned the heat up to like 1,000,000 because when we got back in it, oh my God.
Dashboard's just a puddle of plastic.
It was pretty awful. So we get over there and, T offered to take her home in fairness or back to his place, whatever, which wouldn't have been that far out of the way, and she was like, no, I'll just sleep in the car. He's like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, all right. He's like, we're probably not going to be in there very long. So, we get over there and there was like a couple tables of people in there, but it was pretty much empty, so we all ordered a drink. I decided I was done with beer at that point, but I still wanted something. So I was like, give me a Jack and Coke. That should, that'll treat me nice, and
kind of refreshing. Did. Still fuck you up a little.
Yeah, it was, because like I've told you before, for some reason, after a night of drinking, I want like a Coke or a Pepsi, something like that. And that's kind of where I was at. I think my body was kind of like, pretty much, whatever. So I was like, Jack and Coke is perfect here. So I got that. The other guys I think everyone else got beers. A couple of them got some snacky treats. And we just sat around for, I don't know, half an hour, maybe an hour, just bullshitting. It was pretty fun. So, Steve got up to go to the bathroom and left his phone on the table, unlocked, which was fun.
That's a terrible idea.
Because Don started texting with Steve's wife then.
That's hilarious.
And it was very funny. Yeah, we were trying to come up with stuff. It was basically, asking her about bringing power tools into the bedroom. And by power tools, I mean like belt sander.
Yeah.
Steve actually asked his wife, I believe, would you let me belt sand your ass?
That's hilarious.
So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. And that was pretty much it. We wrapped her up at that point. All of us agreed that it had been way too long since we've done that and it needs to happen more. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Like, so I know if, certain factions of our friends were like, we're going to meet every month and it's happened once.
Yeah, right. But so, like we were saying then that night though, is like, we used to do this every other week. Like,
yeah.
And now it's like, dude, when's the last time we did that? It's been months and months.
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, to have that group,
the core group, the core of us together.
Yeah. Core plus actually. Cause we had extras. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
It was nice though.
It's been forever, Brian, forever.
Yeah. We need to make sure that doesn't happen, that the Swingin' Dicks Club doesn't take so long to meet up again.
The old Swingin' Dicks Club.
Follow us on Facebook.
It's true. It's there. See that evening too, when we're all, knocking back pints and stuff, T like offhandedly goes, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I work at 3 a.m, but other than that,
right.
I got nothing. Why? It's a thing of my in-laws. He's like, I just got something quick I got to do to my car. It's pretty much just like you bolt it on, or you unbolt it and you bolt it on, and we're done.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So, I get to my in-laws' house and I text him like, hey man, you still need to fix your car? He didn't think I was going to get back of him.
Yeah.
You don't know me too well.
No, he doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm like, here's the deal though. We have a family thing going on at 3. I need you to be over at the Jeannie's parents' house before because they have tools in a garage that we could be inside of.
Right.
So he's like, all right. And he shows up with his lady in his car and the parts he needs. And he had like a sensor he needed to replace, and he wanted to replace the spark plugs because he had like a faulty, misfire or whatever.
Yeah.
That's easy. I've done spark plugs
Yeah,
before. That
right.
shit's easy.
Yep.
Dude.
Nope.
Dude. I'm not even joking when I say we basically took the top half of his engine apart.
Yeah.
To get to his fucking spark plugs.
That's so crazy.
It took, and I had no idea where that sensor needed to replace it. Supposedly he got it fixed today. That's what he was telling me.
All right, well, good.
But that sensor he bought, I'm like, dude, we looked all over the internet. I mean, I've done sensors on my Jeep. They're normally pretty easy, but granted, my Jeep's, it's easy to work on.
Yeah.
I felt like I was working on the space shuttle with his stupid Buick.
Right.
And I'm no car guy, but I'm pretty good about taking stuff apart and putting it back together.
Right.
It was insane.
Yeah. I remember when my dad had his body shop, and this is back in the 80s, 90s range. He used to have me change spark plugs sometimes. He'd be like, hey, put new spark plugs in that car. And of course, he'd go double check because I'm a kid,
Right.
I wasn't
Child labor.
I wasn't like a little children's. I was, like a, teenager.
You gave me the long chain that lit off from the radiator.
Yeah. Exactly. No, but I was a little, he knew I wasn't going to mess around with it, that I would, put him in there and stuff, but he and it was easy on most of those cars because most of those cars still had a pretty simplified engine. You open it and you're like, oh, engine and things. And
yeah, like, oh, okay, here's the spark plug wires.
Right.
Clearly the spark plugs are under these once I unplug them.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe once in a while you'd have to get something because they'd be a little corroded or something. That'd be the hardest part, Try not to strip the post or whatever,
Yeah, T's car doesn't have spark plug wires.
Really?
It has spark plug boots.
Okay. Well, see, I didn't even know that existed. So
There you go. Yeah. It was, like I said, it was insane, dude.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
I mean, and it took way longer than I think he knew it was going to. Like, he was very like, oh man, I really appreciate it. I'll do whatever for my friends. It doesn't matter to me.
That's the worst part, that you ripped it all apart and couldn't fix it.
Well, I mean, we got to do,
at least got plugs.
We switched out his plugs, but that sensor I couldn't help him with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, and honestly, I mean, I told him this, and I know I'm going to say it here, and my wife will listen to this, but she knows how I feel. We're doing a fantasy football, trophy situation.
Yeah.
For the family league we did.
Right.
And I love her family, but they get way too loud for me.
Yeah.
So T kept going, I'm real sorry, I'm keeping you away from your family. I'm like, dude, I would much rather be out here drinking an all-day IPA and wrenching on your car.
Yeah.
Because I would be in there for probably 20 minutes and have to, go outside for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it gets too overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this is, I got music going, I have a cold beer, I'm getting dirty, I feel like I'm actually doing something.
Right.
Yeah. I have no problem, what I'm like is I'll help a friend do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck, it don't matter to me.
Yeah.
But I just could not believe the amount of work we had to put in to switch out of spark plugs.
Right, yeah. That's why I said
crazy.
In the past, most of the time you open the hood and there's the battery, and off to the side basically you're like, oh, here's the spark plugs, and maybe you have to take something off above them or something like that, but that's usually about it. It's usually pretty easy to get right to them,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
I mean, I wish I should have documented it step by step.
Like on Snapchat.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane, man.
Ugh.
But whatever.
Yeah, fair enough.
We had a good time. Whew.
You're right.
and then I went inside and ate like a complete animal.
As you'll do. Yeah.
Well, because it's like I got up, I worked that morning. I came back home. And actually, when I was working, I was heading to the gas station to, fill up the ride I was in. And I drove by one of my family's favorite donut stores.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, these bitches are open. And I'm like, and I got to drive by them when I leave here.
Sure.
Because I told Jeannie I'd put gas in her car. So I'm like, I'm fucking getting donuts for the family. Motherfucker.
Right.
And, we don't normally do that often, but, dude, hit the spot. That was perfect. So, but basically all I had that morning was coffee and like a 2 donuts, and then I didn't eat until dinner, and I walked in. I'm like, all right. Jeannie brought me a plate, which is nice. I had some meatballs and, your typical accoutrement for a family party.
Right.
But I was still starving. But I walked in, all I was left was like chips and dip and pumpkin pie. So I smashed stuff I wouldn't normally, I try to avoid, but.
Right. Yeah, what are you going to do? Gotta eat.
What are you going to do?
Or something.
Exactly, gotta eat.
Gotta eat, man.
Man, that was an experience, though.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah. Oof. But I mean, I pretty much only got, we got trivia we talk about, but I got one more thing in my week, and then I'll shut the fuck up for a little bit.
All right.
So as of, she hasn't officially joined, but we went last night. It sure looks like, Brian, that Leah is going to be joining the junior roller derby team.
Nice.
Yeah, because Valerie, she's part of the team. She's coming up into it, and she told me that they have a junior league.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's perfect for Leah. So we went and we watched the juniors practice, and I was talking to some of the moms and stuff that were there, and she is very excited about it. Right? Like we got to go buy her equipment, which whatever.
Yeah.
If she's going to use it, that's fine. And they'll teach her how to skate. They'll teach her everything. It's perfect.
Right.
But the real problem I've had now is I'm trying to help her come up with her derby name.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't want to make this the Q to W, but I'm going to crowdsource a little bit. Okay. If anyone's got a good derby name for a 12-year-old girl, please send it my way. At Monotony on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I gave her so many names I thought were amazing. Mm-hmm. Shot them all down.
Now let me ask you a question. That wasn't the list you were reading off to us at trivia, right?
No, those were food products based off of genitals.
Right. I know, horribly inappropriate because it's your daughter, but I had to. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, when she was a little baby, her nickname was Leah B. So I'm like, this is easy. Killer B.
Right.
She's like, no. I'm like, what?
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay. The bee's knees.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she loves pandas. Pandemonium. Perfect.
Right. Yeah. No.
Okay, serial killer, like breakfast cereal. She loves cereal. No. She loves Starbucks Frappuccinos. Slappuccino. No. I mean, I was shooting gold at her.
See, when you said Slappuccino, it popped into my head that it should be like Slappagino, like Vigine.
Maybe when she's 18.
Right, yeah. Well,
graduates into the adult league.
Yeah.
I mean, I did spend a good portion of time talking to MILF Dud when I was watching the juniors play.
That's a fucking great name. I love that. That's one of, I don't know shit about roller derby. I have no idea the rules, any of that shit, but I love seeing the names. The names are so good.
Do you remember, Brian, because this came up in a conversation once I found out what Valerie's derby name is. Because she's Velociraptor.
Oh, that's great. I like that. Right. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, have you ever watched Archer? Because you need to watch the bonus pilot episode.
For sure.
It's called Velociraptor.
That was so good.
I can't remember if that's on YouTube or not, though.
I don't know.
But so I've been, I've been just firing gold at her.
Yeah.
And she's just denying everything.
Right.
It's really frustrating me. And now, I got Jeannie going you can't pressure into her name. I'm like, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to get her creative juices flowing.
Right.
Yeah,
get you going down a road a little bit. Yeah.
Some. But I don't know. So, I mean, if anyone's got any suggestions for me to pass along to my daughter of a derby name, by all means, let me know.
Right.
But I mean, all I can recall is when she was 5 or 6 playing soccer, and she was playing it like she was goddamn, Ray Rice.
Yeah.
So I think this would be really good for her.
Yeah.
To get some of that aggression out.
Yeah. Should be interesting at least. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, and I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she's, in her mid-50s, but she's still very active, plays volleyball and all this. Mm-hmm. And all she kept going was, God, that's something I always wanted to do when I was a kid. I wanted to play football. My dad wouldn't let me. But she's like, I just want to hit people. That's very much the vibe I get from my daughter.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So I think it'll work out well.
Yeah. It's understandable. All right.
It'll be something. Mm-hmm. That's for sure, Brian.
Yeah, it certainly will. Yeah.
The old Derby girl.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait to hear stories from that. So.
Oh yeah. It should make for some good content.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, the weird thing is because one of the moms I was talking to, she actually works in the mailroom of a place I go. I see her once a week when I'm working, and it's unfortunate I don't know her name because I don't go like, hey, what's her like when I'm at a bar I do that.
Yeah.
When I'm working, I don't give a fuck. So she sits down next to me like, hey, how's it going? We're bullshitting. She's got 3 kids on the team. Like, the youngest is 7. So, I mean, they start them young.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised given, especially now with all the concussion talks and whatnot. I'm surprised they allow that kind of physicality at that age, Well,
I'm not sure how the kids do the bouts exactly, but they're in full pads. And the first thing they do is once they learn how to skate, they teach them to fall.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I bet they teach them to fall. Yeah.
But I'm talking, what makes it weird though is like, okay, I know this woman already kinda. Like I've seen her for, 10 years of my life now. I see her once a week.
Right.
And we're talking and she's like, well, where do you guys live? I'm like, we live up in Michigan. She's like, oh, well, what part? Like, and I tell her the road I live on. She's like, oh, that's so weird. Cause I'm like, do you know where this road's at? Cause most people don't.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so weird. That's where we go to church. I'm like, that's hilarious. Cause I live directly across the street from that church.
Yep.
So it was a very weird, small world moment,
Right, yeah. Well, hopefully she doesn't turn out to be some psychopath.
Yeah, I know, right? Holy shit, that'd be weird.
Because now she knows where you live.
Yeah, really. I guess there's a few houses across from the church, but,
Still, though, I mean, one of 3,
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's only one that when you're standing in a parking lot, you could feel the electricity coming from.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, you're generally out front nude, so,
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, you'll
Tony,
have that.
Is that you? Oh, boy.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so that was my Thursday, was taking her to go check out her first Derby experience.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Be something.
Yeah, because when you mentioned it to me, I was like, I didn't even know they had kids roller derby. I didn't even know that was a thing. So, cool.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out, like I said, through Valerie, and she was like, just like, oh yeah, they have a junior one too. I was like, oh no shit.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's kind of started the ball rolling. Because there's one thing, her school doesn't have many sports, and she wants to play sports.
Ah, okay.
So,
yeah. That does suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like she wants to play soccer, but not enough kids are interested in it, so they're not doing a soccer team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy. Now, out of curiosity, like, could she go play somewhere else?
She could, but we'd have to pay.
Yeah, right. That's okay.
We're paying no matter what, honestly.
Yeah, right. That's kind of what I figured, but I didn't know, because, like, when you and I were in high school, Whitmer didn't have a hockey team. So we could go play for other teams. I think they have it to where, like, they probably have it to where if you live in this area, you go, like, you'd play for, like, a Toledo public team or something that, or whatever. I don't know. But now Whitmer has its own team, so it's no big deal. But I remember kind of looking into it at one point and was like, oh, they have to pay extra, because I'm not in their district or whatever. So nuts to that.
Right.
Hockey's expensive enough,
Yeah, sure.
So.
Well, and then, I felt weird too, because when I was talking to this woman, the coach of the junior league, I didn't know she's 18. I had no idea how young she was.
Yeah.
And I because I got her information, so I
friended
her on Facebook.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I did. So I friended her on Facebook so I could message her, hey,
Stalk
what do
her,
I need to do? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking to this woman that I kind of know. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to give her name. Her derby name's AK-47.
That's a good name.
So she's like, AK-47, it's like her dad is like super protective of her, like has to have her cell phone on, tracking mode all the time.
Whoa.
And I'm sitting there back here thinking like, so there's this guy, almost 40, sitting there on Facebook.
Yep.
I had no idea how old she was.
You're probably talking to her dad.
Yeah, probably.
Who the fuck's this?
Obviously, there's nothing but derby talk, obviously.
Right.
But,
No. Yeah. You said dirty, right?
That was the first thing that popped in my head. Was like, oh, fuck. This is drama I don't need.
Right. Yeah. That'd be no good there.
Yeah, right?
Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Good stuff, though.
Or it won't. He just, be like, I'll come. Hey folks, this is Brian. I'm looking for a new co-host because Tony got murdered by Derby Girl's dad.
Yeah, he vanished.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, no one really cares, but still, I mean, hey, how's it going? Wow. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Should be.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Anything else for you?
Well, like I said, I need to shut my face for a while.
Whatever. Yeah, I'll go over my week real quick here. So, on Monday, I decided I had an appointment to go see a nutritionist.
Right.
Because even though I know a lot of stuff that I should do as far as eating and stuff goes, I was looking for someone to kind of give me, like, hey, these are the things you should be trying to do, basically, Cause,
give you like a blueprint.
Yeah, well, like Henno and I have talked about this before. It's kind of like, you have a trainer at the gym, or like a psychologist or therapist. A lot of times it's just to kind of have someone to be accountable to. Because when you're left to your own devices, you'll be like, meh, like if you don't have a trainer at the gym, you can slough off and, who cares, right?
Right.
But if you have a trainer and you go back after a week, they're going to be like, where the fuck were you?
Yeah. You start fielding text messages from Bryce.
Yeah. What's up, Jello legs? So, it was kind of along that line too, that I do work better when I have, again, a great example is drawing. When I was in school, I had no problem, like actually in school, not the online one, but actually in school, I had no problems drawing. But then when school would be out for like the summer or something, I'd draw way less because, you don't have assignments due and stuff.
Right.
So I kind of, I work better when I kind of have a foot in my ass, essentially.
That sounds terrifying.
It's awful.
Yeah, hard to walk, but it gets me motivated.
I mean, you get used to it, but, so it was nice. I had about half an hour or so sit down with her and, talked about, a variety of stuff. And, she told me kind of, what to look for as far as like a range for like carbs per serving and that kind of thing that, it's amazing how many things that you just cram in your face when you're not looking at labels, right?
Right.
So since then I've been looking, she told me to shoot for around 15 or less carbs per or every 15 carbs counts as like one serving of carbs is what she was telling me.
Right.
So it was just amazing looking at various stuff. Like, I had some Reese's peanut butter cups and I was like, I eat them and then I looked at the label and I was like, Jesus, that's like 4 carbs, 4 servings of carbs right there. And I was like, man,
it does that. Like what did that for me? Cause I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Is My Fitness Pal.
Yeah.
I spent like a week documenting everything I ate and I was just like, motherfucker.
Right. Yeah. That's what I've been starting to do too. Cause I've had that app forever too. And, it is just funny. Although, I've kind of looked at labels for, the last few years anyway, because a lot of times I'm reading ingredients or whatever,
Right.
But see the difference before I walked in and now, and yeah, I could have found this online, I'm sure. But now that I look at that, I go, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't eat, all of this, or maybe I shouldn't have 4 servings of this, that, or whatever. Or you realize something that's like macaroni and cheese or something, instead of sitting down and eating nothing but macaroni and cheese, like a whole bowl of it, it's like, this is supposed to be like a very small amount of this as a side, kind of a deal. So I've been trying to kind of reset my head on this stuff. Because honestly, as her and I were talking, there was something every time I eat fruit, I never look at that as a carb serving.
Oh, right.
And
it
certainly is. Yeah. It's, I just never thought of it, So, and it makes perfect sense. It was just like when she said it, I was like, duh, and it's not a huge deal, like I'm not eating crap tons of fruit anyway, but it's,
You're not going to become a fruitarian?
I already am, Tony. No.
Oh, nice.
Ain't nothing but fruits now.
Fruit?
Yeah. But anyways, that was an interesting sit down. I'm glad I did it.
So do you have a follow up with her in like a few weeks or something?
It's up to me.
Okay.
It's kind of like therapy, really, is that you go as long as you need to. If I don't want to schedule again with her, I don't have to.
Okay. I didn't know if it was some sort of food diary follow up situation.
She recommends. She's told me that she likes to have people come back like once a month, maybe once every month and a half, something like that. But she's like, I leave that totally up to you. And she even was like, if you have questions, she's like, call the office. If I'm not at this location, I'll call you back. So I was like, oh, that's cool. That's she's accessible. Cool. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll probably go back because, again, foot in the ass thing. Like I might wait like 2 months or something like that and go back and kind of see where I'm at and everything. But so now, before I get called back, I'm sitting in the receiving area, and there was, and I actually texted you about this a little bit.
Right.
So, okay. So this woman was sitting in the waiting area, and she looked pretty pissed when I came in. And then she stands up a couple minutes later, and I hear her tell the receptionist, I've been here 45 minutes. I'm going to go have a cigarette. And she's like, I better not lose my place, basically, which I agree with. It's like, that's you're waiting a long time. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So she goes outside, and she comes back in, and gets called back almost immediately. And then this other woman walks in, or I might have that just slightly off, whatever. I mean, so there's this other woman. She walks up to the receptionist and, she does the check-in stuff. And then she goes, I have a question to ask you. And she's like, what? And she's like, I thought this was a smoke-free campus. And the woman's like, or the receptionist is like, well, she's a nurse there, I think. I don't know. Everybody's wearing scrubs. So I don't know who the fuck is what,
yeah.
But
they're all a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah. Damn it, Tony. So the woman's like, well,
TLC does not want that.
No, not at all.
No.
She's like, it is. And the woman's like, well, there was somebody just smoking outside. And the woman goes, well, we can't, she's like, we can't police people on it. She's like, we just, we don't want them smoking on it.
Call 911.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking too. It's like, and she's like, I can't do anything about it. Plus the woman was already done with the cigarette. What are you going to do to her?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to come back.
Smoke another one.
Yeah, and then
you're gonna smoke the whole damn pack. Just teach you a lesson,
right? I mean, that is a punishment given how expensive cigarettes are.
Yeah, really. Like, fuck, you're really punishing my bank account. You bitch.
Yeah. Health aside, But the woman's kind of you could tell she just had that "what do you want me to do" look on her face, And the woman looks at her and she's like, "Well, I think this is ridiculous." She's like, "I have the right to clean air."
Oh, God.
Now, if you know me, that...
jump off a plane at 20,000 feet, no parachute.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, have all the clean air you want until you smoke the earth.
Yeah. Again, if you know me, you know that I am no fan of cigarettes whatsoever. I would love to see them banned. But, when something is a smoke-free campus like that, it's like, she was outside. It's not like she was smoking inside,
Right.
Now, the one thing I would cite is she was kind of near the door, and I kind of have a thing with that too. I wish if people would go outside to smoke, they'd walk down a little further, because otherwise every time the door opens, the smoke just gets pulled right into the building.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially at a doctor's office, there's people who come in there on oxygen and various stuff. It's kind of a shit move.
Yeah, definitely.
But whatever. But I'm just sitting there and in my head, I'm like, I'm just having one of those scenarios where you close your eyes and you picture walking over there and just slapping the taste out of her mouth and being like, stop being a cunt. You know, like,
yes.
It already happened. You walked through the smoke. Your lungs are pretty amazing things. Unless you have some condition, you're probably okay. You know, like that one little.
But for the sake of everybody here, let's hope you're not.
And I hope it's fast acting. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
But I was just sitting there and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was trying to get a picture of her for you because this woman was fucking ragged as hell and just a real bitch. And like her whole attitude with everything with this woman was just pissy. And, you know, I felt so bad for the receptionist because she's just, again, she's like, what do you want me to do about it? Like,
just trying to do her job.
Yeah, you know, it's like me running up to a cop and going, hey, did you see that guy, you know, half an hour ago that ran a stop sign? He'll be like, what do you want me to do about it? Like,
yeah. Like, and
already over and it's, you know.
Can't you see I have 24 Timbits with my name on it right here, son?
Man, I wish. So, yeah, that was... Unfortunately, I got called back pretty quick there, so I didn't get a chance to experience that anymore or whatever. But man, I just shaking my head. You know, it's like if for some reason anyone listening feels the need to go up and yell at a receptionist for something like that, just go put your head through a glass window instead, please.
Yeah.
Like
make sure the glass window's up high. You drive your head through it, and then you just release your legs and drive your neck into the glass.
You know, it would have also been different if the woman was still outside smoking and the one came in and said, hey, I thought there was no smoking here. You know, because then you
smoke
could...
in her face, put the cigarette on her arm.
Because then, you know, you could physically...
That's what happens to snitches.
But then the receptionist or whatever could walk outside and say, you know, hey, you're not allowed to smoke here. You know,
right.
Get the hell out.
But she was already done.
But she was already done. It's like, what do you know, it's like the deed's already done, man. Get over it.
It's not like it's a cloud of smoke like, you know, we had in the back room at a cigar place.
Right. No, not at all.
I mean, yeah, looked like goddamn, you know, London at 5 a.m.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was probably a little wisp of smoke, and she was like, I smelled tobacco in the air.
That's pretty much
Triggered.
what it was. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, you know. And listen, you know, my dad died from lung cancer that was, you know, largely contributed, you know, to by smoking like 14 packs a day for years. So, you know, like I said, there's no love lost for me on cigarettes, you know. But even I was like just like, really? You know, like, or if you want to complain, fine, but don't be that big of a bitch about it, you know, just, you know, I don't know.
I got a great idea, Brian. We need to go somewhere that has the signs up that says Smoke Free Campus.
Yeah.
And dress up as Smoke from Mortal Kombat. See if people ask for us.
Nobody's going to get that. Yeah.
There'd be some nerd that'll immediately start beating off and then tell us what the fatality is.
That's probably true. Or they'll pick apart your costume.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Your belt's the wrong color.
Yeah. Does I have a right shade of gray? I have a Pantone book for video games.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh, we should publish that. That way people could use those colors for painting their rooms and stuff.
That'd be awesome.
No, it wouldn't. You could do it too easily now with various technology. Yeah, so that was interesting. You know? Trying to see if I have anything else that I did here. Oh, so I finally... You're going to laugh at this. I finally used my spiralizer.
Did you now?
Now, do you remember how long ago I told you I got it?
It's been a long time.
Yeah. I decided.
Please tell me you put something in there like a gopher or something.
I did. Yeah. That was the first thing I thought of.
Dude, I've always thought about making gopher noodles.
I went with the curly fries instead.
Oh, nice. A little al dente.
Yeah, next
so
time.
Some crunch to them.
Right. Next time I'll go with noodles, though.
Yeah, you got a double battered gopher fries up.
Delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, you got sealing that gopher flavor.
Although when you say gopher fries, it makes you think of like testicles, probably, you know, because of lamb fries and such. What?
Dude, food truck, gopher fries. But go for fries. Gopher fries.
And there's just a big gopher on the side of it.
Just gopher inside.
I like it. Yeah. All right. We're doing this. Right after we're done, we're starting this.
He's a big gopher inside, right? Mm-hmm. He's got a fry basket.
Yeah.
He's got a potato.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's got to be involved in some sort of gopher dick action.
That's
I don't know
weird.
what.
That's kind of weird.
Everyone loves gopher dick.
I don't know that that's accurate.
Let's say it's called the Gopher Ladies out there. We'll put a Twitter poll up. Call out Gopher Ladies.
Do you like
Gopher dick?
That's it. That's just it. The poll is, do you like gopher dick? Yes, no, or no. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Brian, if you don't put this poll up immediately, I don't know. Stuff will happen.
All right, fair enough.
Bad things.
Oh, shit. So the first thing I spiralized was a carrot. Because I was wanting to cut up stuff for salads, and I was like, I'll just use this carrot because we had one that was a good sized carrot. No problem. Did the real thin deal on that. So then I was like, all right, what else do I have? And I was like, oh yeah, I bought a head of red cabbage. I'm like, fuck yeah, this sumbitch getting toe up, and put it in there and just basically doing the thick cut on it. So again for salad purposes, and the only problem I had was that as it was spinning around, the leaves kind of come loose, and it started making an ungodly mess. I was fucking throwing little pieces of cabbage all over the floor. So I was like, okay.
Sounds like you're aggressively spiralizing.
Well, that's how I do everything, Tony.
Fair enough.
So I was like, okay, well, next time I'm going to have to maybe cut the head down a little bit. And, or something along those lines. I don't know. I'll have
to
cut
the head down a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
That's a total ISIS maneuver.
Yeah. Well, that's terrible, but true. Oh. And then I was like, I'm going to do a sweet potato.
Oh, nice.
Just cause I had one and I was like, I'm going to cut this up for sweet potato fries. It was about one serving or so worth. So I did that and, that was nice and easy. No problem. And I'll tell you what, I hate cutting up sweet potatoes.
I saw it.
It's not that it's that hard, but they're just a pain to cut through. It's not like a regular potato. You just zip through the whole thing. It's a little harder to cut. I'm just lazy.
I like cutting them to reveal that sweet, awesome orange interior.
I do too, but
And I'm like, yeah, this guy's totally safe to be out hunting now. Good job.
I've never seen a sweet potato hunt. That's interesting.
It's my sweet potato bro. We go hunting together. All right. I put a little vest on him.
I'm picturing this on Instagram, It's
right.
Pretty good. Sorry, Snapchat.
Me and sweet potato bro up in the tree stand.
Yeah. Shh.
Oh wait. Sweet brotato.
Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. You're right.
Way better.
That's way more marketable. Bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. That's his father, Mr. Sweet Potato Bro. I hang out with Sweet Brotato.
Right. It's awful. So awful. Oh man. So yeah, anyway, I there's a couple things I don't love about the thing. Like it's got suction cups on it, but every vegetable I went to cut, I had to secure it.
Brian, why are you cutting up wheelchair people?
Shh. Because it's what I do, Tony. I cut them up aggressively.
Okay.
But that's
we'll have a wheelchair pasta. What?
Delicious. One of the things I'm a little afraid of is that the spiky parts that grab onto the vegetable or fruit or whatever are made of plastic. So I'm
not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid those are going to snap at some point, and hopefully not while it's in the food.
Well, you at least have a warranty.
Yeah.
For a year and stuff on it or whatever.
Even though I've already waited 6 months.
Okay, well you at least have a warranty for 6 months or something on
it. It was $20 anyway, so it's not it was horribly priced. But I saw one, when I was looking something up last night, I saw one that looks like it's got metal pieces and it clamps to the counter. And I was like, that's what I fucking need right there. Metal.
Right.
So... Anyway, yeah, that was fun.
You should bring it over. We'll have dueling spiralizers.
We'll just both get cabbage and just winging cabbages everywhere. That'll be disgusting.
Yep, exactly. And sweet potatoes.
Naturally. Well, we're going to do some hunting?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Nice. I like it.
We just wing a sweet potato, hit the deer in the temple, down it.
So we're going back to our caveman days.
Yeah.
Throw a rock at something, but we're just going to wing sweet potatoes at him.
Yep. Fuck yeah. Yeah, we will.
All right, I'll allow
You know
it.
what helps is the Brotatoes. They've got those. They got the Oakleys on, those like spiky collars.
Of course,
So
yeah.
it's kind of like a throwing weapon,
Right. Their names are
but
like
way
Kip.
cooler.
Yeah, Kip and Bryce. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, right?
Not Kip, that's not a new name, but I don't know.
Definitely Bryce.
Like Dakota or something like that.
Oh yeah, right.
Pick a state or a vegetable or a fruit, you know.
A state fruit.
No, I was just saying for a name. That's how that seems to be how names seem to be coming from people now. It's like, is this
I know,
state or whatever? I don't know.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's fucking stupid. Most of them are awful.
Yeah.
It's like, as soon as you hear the name, you're just like you just get the douche chills and you feel bad for the kid, you know, because they're saddled with that. But then again, their generation, it'll be normal, so it won't be as big of a
Do
deal.
you feel bad for them?
Yeah, I mean, you know, some of the names are pretty terrible.
Well, fair enough.
Like, you know, you meet a kid named Dyson or something like that, you know, and be like, oh, you were named after a vacuum. That's terrible. You know?
Dick word, get over here.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Burns when I pee. Clean up your room.
That's a good name. That's a family name, too, you know. That's one that clearly will get passed down from one to another.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Something will get passed down.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
The old
So,
clap.
a few months ago, OkCupid changed something, and then recently they changed something else. They've kind of gotten the ire of people up. And before, what they changed was you could no longer have like a random username. You had to use your actual name.
Really?
Which made a lot of women very uncomfortable, as it should. Because,
how are you going to possibly cheat on her husband?
well, that too, but also, you know, creepy guys on the internet being creepy guys on the internet. You know, it's like,
that is a way better fear than mine.
yeah. It's like you now have their name and where they live city-wise.
Right.
If they don't have a very common name, you're going to be able to triangulate their location quick, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
That's no bueno. So I don't know what they're going to do about that, but I was not a fan of that either. I really don't give much of a shit, but it's you know, as far as for myself, but I immediately was like, oh, that's terrible for women.
But how do they know it's your actual name? Like, do you have to verify it somehow?
You know, that's a good question. No,
I mean,
you don't.
What if I open up an OkCupid account?
Yeah.
I take a picture of a sweet potato.
Brotato.
First name Sweet, last name Brotato.
Right. They probably will figure out that's not a real name.
Interest.
Until they see your...
Cinnamon Sugar.
I was going to say until they see your driver's license.
Right.
His name really is Sweet Brotato.
It all matches up.
Right. No, they actually... Yeah, they don't make you put like an ID on file or something like that. So you really could, I guess, use a fake name. But it's still... Most people, I don't think, will. You know, they probably should if they can get away with it. But,
right.
You know...
Well, fair enough.
Then as soon as you start talking with somebody, just be like, hey, my name's not really, you know, I don't know. I got nothing. Hildegard, you know.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you know, that's not really my name. And people will be like, oh, wow, I'm surprised. You totally look like
that's so
Hildegard.
unique.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I loved you in the Odyssey.
Yeah. And recently they changed their messaging system to try to cut down on spam and nerdy comments from, you know, creepy guys.
I've noticed some of that.
Yeah.
It's like auto removed and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah. They made it to where now if someone likes you, you can...
Oh, shit.
You don't get a notification. All right. So you get a notification that... You get a notification that they liked you,
I'm so tired.
or that someone liked you, and that's it. They don't tell you who. So you don't find out until you kind of go into the app and either do basically their version of Tinder, or I forgot, there's another way. Like, or if you've liked them back, you know. So it's like, I had one last week that, you know, thing pops up on my phone. It's like, someone liked you, you know, swipe right to find out. So I do. And it didn't come up, and I'm like, okay, well, the app says I have no messages.
It was me,
Yeah.
Sweet Potato.
Yeah. I knew it. No, and it turned out I found it later, but it's not as obvious as it was before. But, you know, hopefully that'll cut down for women, because it's got to be just awful. just like anything where women can get messages from guys on the internet.
I was like,
fucking savages.
I love women, but being a woman has got to suck at the same time.
Right.
I hear horror stories sometimes.
Yeah, me too. It's terrifying. So yeah.
Definitely terrifying. Man, I don't know what happened there like 5 minutes ago. I thought we were talking about something else. I was on a different planet, man. I was like, I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. And then I was like, we're still going, okay, cute. What is happening? I know what's happening. I got like 3 hours of sleep.
Fucking A. That's great, dude.
Holy shit. That's how I took my hoodie off. I'm sitting up.
Yeah, I noticed.
Woo! Man.
Maybe that 10% beer wasn't a good idea.
10.5.
10.5, sorry. 10.5, good buddy.
No, it's not even a beer. It's just like, it's hit the point in my day where I'm just exhausted.
Oh, right.
Whew. All right, we're good.
All right. So, real quick, before I do the other stuff, I forgot I wanted to bring this up earlier. On the 31st of January 31st, Bell, which is in whatever in Canada, like the phone company in Canada or whatever.
Oh. It's that time of year already, huh?
Yeah, they're having the Let's Talk Day again. And what this company, even though it's in Canada, they give 5 cents Canadian to basically causes with mental health and whatnot for, let's see, every text message, mobile and long distance call made by Bell Canada, Bell Alliance, and new this year, Bell MTS customers in Manitoba. They'll donate 5 cents for any of that stuff. Every tweet using hashtag Bell Let's Talk on Twitter and Bell Let's Talk Day video view, so which they'll have on their feed, so every view of that gets 5 cents to the cause.
Nice. Is this actual 5 cents or Canadian 5 cents?
I'm sorry,
still?
Canadian 5 cents. So about,
That's like a thumbtack in America.
It's all right, though. That still helps.
It shit adds up.
Yeah, thumbtacks add up, man.
I know.
On Facebook, every view of the Bell Let's Talk Day video and use of the Bell Let's Talk frame, every instance of that gets 5 cents. And on Instagram, every Bell Let's Talk Day video view, and even on Snapchat, every use of the Bell Let's Talk geo filter and video view. Now, I'm guessing it's probably only if you're in like Manitoba or whatever for the
because last year when we promoted this, I was trying to find a geo filter, and it does not exist where we live.
The video view, though, if you followed them on Snapchat, you would probably count. But they still give the money even if Americans use it, like on Twitter and stuff. So usually what I do is I post a bunch of like kind of comments and stories from my experience with mental illness.
Right.
So I invite everyone listening, if you have something along or honestly, even if you don't, just anything you're putting on, if it's just nonsense or whatever, just hashtag Bell Let's Talk at the end of it.
Yeah, why not?
Just boom. It's just boom. 5 cents. It takes you like 2 seconds to do, cause obviously I've, a want to, raise money for,
when I post something ridiculous on Instagram, I'll make sure that hashtag is part of it.
I don't think it works on Instagram. I think you have to watch
I thought you said it was, but I always cross promote Twitter.
That's
Boom.
true. There you go.
Suck my stuff.
Yeah. So, I'll post, myself. I'll probably retweet via this, or, our account and the Crazy Life account too, about this again on the day. So
it's the 31st, you said, right?
Yes, it's Wednesday,
So
January 31st,
4 days away from, 4 days away from us recording this program.
Right.
Yes.
I kind of wish I would have mentioned it last week too, but I forgot. So, or actually,
That's
no,
right, Brian.
I don't think I knew actually.
Well, this show will drizzity drop the day before it happens.
Yeah. Well, no, it's 31st is a Wednesday. So.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, a couple
days.
Because
it's past midnight.
Oh, right.
Fucking me up.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, like I said, it's, pretty easy to make a difference here. Also, it's weird because in the past, they used to do it for retweets too. but I don't see that in there, so I don't know if that'll be that way this year or not. Last year, it said retweets. So, like, if you posted something with it and I just retweeted it, that would be 5 cents.
That'd be our nickel.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't know if it is for sure or not.
Come on, Canada. Give us the retweets.
Either way.
Doing?
Either way, what you'll also find is if you search that hashtag, you'll find a lot of them are really good. Like, hey, this was, I suffered, blah, 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 but I've overcome it and things have gotten better, And this year should be interesting because everybody's got 180, or not 180, whatever it is, was it 280, whatever the hell, the bigger, word count.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll probably be more stories actually posted this year.
I gotta try find something that's appropriate to post on Instagram because most stuff I post is pretty nonsensical.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, I have one where some guy's drinking beer out of a woman's cleavage. I don't think that's
not
quite.
I mean,
that'll uplift you.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for my mental health, but may not be seen as appropriate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, it's good cause, and
it is.
I wish. I mean, I wish someone in America did this. I wish a company here would do this.
Whoa. We're way too greedy here, my friend.
You're correct.
Easy. We want to keep all those Jefferson coins in our pockets.
It's true.
Fuck the needy. Give me my Jefferson coin. If I get 5 of these, I can get a shitty gumball or like 8 runs.
8 runs. You're not wrong. That's about how many you get, I think. So
yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Oh, good shit. So yeah, there was that. I just wanted to make sure we brought that up real quick.
No, and it's easy. All you have to do is add a hashtag.
Yeah, that's it.
And then it helps. Yeah. I mean, it's not hard. It's not like we're going, hey, we need you to sign a petition, and they're going to want all your information, and you have to scan your genitals, and there's none of this.
Maybe. We may still ask them to scan their genitals.
Well, you have to scan your genitals, but then you have to email saltylanguage@gmail.com.
Or Snapchat.
salty_language.
Right.
I guess.
No, probably not. Probably not.
If I get any genitals, well, I'll be excited, I guess.
Well, maybe. Maybe.
That's true.
Who knows what you'll get?
What the fuck is wrong with that? Is that a rotini? Why is it red?
Wow. Oh my. A Rodtini. Terrible.
That'd be the worst porn name ever. Rodtini.
You're so right. That would be terrible.
Yeah, like the dude's shredded, and then it's like this little thing.
Oh man!
Like, is that a tube of chapstick? What is that?
Maybe it is.
Yeah, gonna put it on this, baby. Like, don't talk, Rod.
Hey, stop it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not. No,
I'm done with this.
Have you seen my APAC? No.
So
too focused on the toothpick.
So did you hear about how 50 Cent actually has somewhere between $7 to $8 million in Bitcoin?
Really?
Accidentally.
How does that happen?
So
did it fall out of his gunshot wound?
Maybe. No. In 2014, he let people buy his album Animal Ambition using Bitcoin. He then let his account lie unused for years. And only just recently discovered he's now a Bitcoin millionaire.
That is fucking hilarious.
This is the second time this motherfucker is lucked into millions of dollars. And I'm not counting the being discovered by Eminem and Dre. I'm talking about the vitamin water thing.
Yeah.
Although he did file bankruptcy, 2 years ago or whatever. But
let's just start off with he got shot 9 times and lived.
Oh yeah, that was pretty lucky, I guess.
Just saying.
Maybe. A little bit lucky. Yeah. His quote on it was, "I'm gonna keep it real. I forgot I did that shit. LOL."
That's hilarious. I'll get yeah, that's because there's a certain percentage of the population.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, that was calculated.
Right.
I love the fact he's like, oh,
yeah.
I guess.
I don't know.
It worked out. Sick.
Somebody talked me into allowing that and I forgot it,
Yeah, basically. And then look at me.
So much better than, digging out an old pair of pants and finding a $20 bill in it,
Hell.
Dude,
is it though?
$8 million's bigger than $20.
Yeah, but $20 is immediate. Bitcoin you have to try to sell.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I'm sure, given...
Like, if I found a 20 in my jeans,
yeah,
I'm like, sick. I can go get 2 hop slams and then tip the waitress.
Yeah. Not a very good tip, though.
No, not really. I'd actually feel bad about that tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I found all this Bitcoin, I'd be like, that's sweet, but I can't go get 2 hop slams and tip the waitress right now.
Well, I have a feeling 50 Cent probably has the connections that he could get those sold if he needed to.
I guess that's true.
Fuck,
I mean, I guess if you're like, waitress, I'll give you a fifth of this Bitcoin for 2 hop slams and a bead. She'd probably be like, okay.
She'd be like, how about 1 hop slam? No.
1 hop slam and a hand job.
Yeah, a dry hand job.
Yeah, dry hand job.
Like,
all right.
lube your hand up and we got a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
She lubes the other hand. Son of a bitch. I knew I should have specified.
Technicalities. Should have got a lawyer.
Oh, man. All right, so I have one more thing for us to talk about, and then that's all I have written down here. And that's, did you see that Vincent Kennedy McMahon has announced that the XFL is coming back?
The new XFL.
Whoops. Somebody may hear Vince McMahon saying the new XFL.
XFL is coming back?
Yep. In 2020. Without gimmicks.
What? Wait, but the gimmicks are the best.
But not this time. Vince McMahon has recently sold off about $100 million worth of WWE stock. Right. And everyone, when he did, pretty much assumed it was to fund the XFL. He will be the only owner, like no other team. Yeah, at this point anyway. There's going to be, I think it's, what is it? Here we go. 8 teams to start, 40-man rosters. 10.
He's going to own 8 teams?
Yep. Yeah. That way he has, well, to know Vince McMahon knows that, he is a control freak. So this way he can basically set any rule he wants and no owner can fight him on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a coin toss. They're going to fight with broadswords.
Yep. Well, remember last time they didn't have a coin toss. Remember they just put the ball at the middle of the field?
Oh, yeah, and they just ran at each other like fucking idiots.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh,
yeah.
my God. Oh, Jesus. Vince, what are you doing?
10-game season beginning in January of 2020. 2-hour game time total. Any player with a criminal record is not allowed to play in the league. And
bullshit.
Yeah, that one's one I look to see go by the wayside over time.
Yeah. Oh, we need these murderers.
And players won't receive a forum to take personal stance on social issues on playing field. So, no taking a knee during the national anthem or whatever.
What if they took an arrow to the knee?
That would be weird, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So
I can't believe they're coming back.
Yeah, he's really looking at, like, his plan is to launch this as a legit football league. And
it's connected to WWE.
Well,
I mean, no offense, because I know you're a wrestling fan.
This is supposed to have no crossover. Like,
really?
Yeah, like no cross promotion.
So like Triple H won't be in the crowd, like shooting big stuff at people.
No, Triple H actually probably will be running WWE. Well, and Vince will probably be running this.
Oh man!
So
it's like when I played baseball,
right? It's like, look, I appreciate his ambition.
He's very ambitious.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. No one will ever call Vince McMahon, unambitious. But where are you going to get players? Like
Canada, failed NFL players.
But remember last time they
Everybody
were like
of CTE.
There's been a few leagues where they've tried to pull, like there's a flag football league or whatever, and there's all these other leagues where they tried to pull former NFL players or guys that just got cut and all this, and the talent level of those are terrible. That's part of why the XFL failed before. The quality of game was awful. I mean, the gimmicks didn't help, but
no.
The players were not. I mean, all the players were backups at best.
Right.
And unless you're offering ungodly contracts, that's all you're going to get this time too. You know?
Right.
Whereas if you would allow players who have a criminal record, you could take guys that have been cast off by the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah. He said
those guys clearly will have the oomph in them.
Yeah. I mean, I understand not wanting to have that problem, but that's my first thing is I just don't know where you're going to get the talent, you know, for 8 teams. Because that's 320 players they need to come up with. And don't get me wrong, every year there's, you know, a crop of guys coming out of the league and stuff, you know, and, you know, or out of college, I mean, you know, going into the league, and there's guys that can't find jobs. I get all that, but it's like, I just don't have, like I said, unless they start offering like big contracts to a player that's, you know, a free agent or something.
Right.
You know? But, you know, and if that's the case, I could see that player using it as leverage more than anything. You know? Like, going to the NFL team they play for and being like, hey, the XFL is going to pay me $25 million this year. What you got? You know?
They actually said no gimmicks.
Yeah.
Wow.
No cheerleaders, no crazy
shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Sorry. I do really agree with Vince McMahon about one thing, that he said there's a better chance of it being successful this time than last time because television ratings are not the be-all, end-all of things now. He's right. Social media and internet views and stuff are just as or maybe more important, you know, to companies.
Right.
You know? He also has said that they plan on giving a different presentation online than what you see on TV, which I think NBC does that a little bit too with their football or sports. I think a lot of times you can look at alternate camera angles on the website.
That's pretty cool.
And it is kind of cool, yeah. So, and you know, that's a good idea, but man, I don't know about this.
I mean,
I love football. I'd love to see more quality football, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
So,
it was weird.
So yeah, that's all right. That's all the stuffs I have, my friend.
Thank God, man. I'm starting to.
You got anything else?
No, I'm tapped out list wise. We still got our Q's of the Dubs.
Yeah. All right. So let's do the Q of the W then. Hurry.
I know, right? I'm hitting the wall.
I noticed.
All right. What isn't last week's QW? What isn't meant for you, but you love anyways?
I'm gonna go first because I know one of yours to read, and we've both agreed, knowing it ahead of time, that it's Windmill Slam, the best one. I think so. You know, you should hit that one last.
Yes, excellent choice.
All right. So on Twitter, Heno said the women's Clinique skincare product line, same contents as the men's line, just cheaper and colorful packaging. Cost extra for black. And you missed my last week's contribution. Sorry, Heno.
That's hilarious. Sorry, buddy.
Whoopsie daisy. I'm only human.
That shows you right there the mindset of dudes. They have to pay extra for the black ones.
Uh-huh.
You know, like, oh, this fucking looks sick in my gym bag.
Versus the like pink or green.
Versus the multicolored one or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it, man. This one, if someone gives you shit, be like, yo, dude, this one's like $5 cheaper, man.
Exactly. Like, this matches my inner fucking spirit animal,
right?
Bitch.
It's like, keep being macho. I'm gonna, you know, have extra money though. So.
Yeah.
Whatevs.
You keep being macho, I'm gonna actually kick your dick in.
Oh, that was not good, Tony.
Kia.
All right, Kia saved it. Excuse me. Fluffy Bunny Ash emailed and said, the two biggest things she has come to mind are kids' cartoons, you know, animated movies, and 2 men's skinny jeans so she can have pants with real pockets. Which, I understand that. I've heard a lot of women, like, their pockets in their jeans. We talked about this before. The pockets in their pants suck compared to men's.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Yeah, my wife specifically bought pants just because it had pockets.
Right?
Which I'm like, what do you mean you have false? I don't even understand. That doesn't comprehend for me.
Yeah, fake Fake pockets. It's stupid.
Fake pocket doesn't make sense to me.
Yep.
I mean, I like, I like jeans where I can have a pocket for this, a pocket for that. I can put something there. I can hang a hammer from a loop. I can do all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's still flexible enough I can head kick, yet tough enough I can scrape myself on rocks and be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you're looking for in a pair of pants.
Exactly.
Can I spin kick?
Tough skins.
Yeah, can I spin kick? And can I, stay safe on rocks?
Can I drop somebody for vicious kicks to the jaw? Slash. Can I carry all my shit?
Exactly.
Fuck?
All right.
Knows.
So the other email I got was from Cheeto Bandito. And he wanted to point out that last week we assumed that the person he hates most is a man. And he said, let's not assume that. So.
You said a man?
Yeah. So apparently he must not hate a man more than anyone. He must hate a woman or something. I don't know. Maybe he hates an animal. I don't know. This week he said, what is not intended for me, but I enjoy anyway? He's agreeing with me. Action figures and toys. I suppose I could also include video games and game systems. It says I'm a collector of all these things. I have game systems, games, and action figures all set up and ready to go. Some might say that it's silly for a 40-year-old guy, but I say go fuck yourself. It's badass.
Yes.
And let's be honest, with the pricing and styling of many figures and with the pricing and functionality of new game systems, they really are intended for me, not a 10-year-old. That's true, because an action figure now is like $20 compared to like $8 when we were kids, for teenagers. Oh, wow. I'm looking at his toys now.
Pretty good toys.
Yeah, he's got some. I had a lot of these. I don't anymore, but I had a lot of them. Anyway, that's the other. That's all I got.
Oh, beauty. Well, Brian, on the old face page, we got our man Philip. He says panties because Brian doesn't like the word.
You son of a bitch!
But the lace feels nice.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Right.
I do hate the word, and lace does feel nice.
And then, I mean, normally we don't assign a winner to Q to W.
Right.
But I mean,
we had to this time.
Yeah, you have to assign a winner. I'm looking for. I know I have it. I know I'm off the mic.
Way off mic. Yeah. What?
Not too many sound effects anymore, Brian.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I had a drum roll on here somewhere.
Oh. All right.
God damn it.
Sorry, just make the noise yourself.
Well, I made out of a drum roll, but I got this.
What the fuck? That's so close. So close.
So close. So Big Dev from Snake Oil Everything.
Yeah.
Snake Oil Comics, Snake Oil History, Snake Oil Lubricants.
Right. Yep.
He wins by saying, what isn't meant for you, but you love anyway? Birth control.
Yep.
It's windmill slam dunk.
For now. A couple years down the road, if there's a, male birth control that's effective and whatnot, aside from, the old snippers, he may not be as powerful of an answer, but right now, crushed it.
Right.
He mashed that one out of the park. To the moon.
I mean, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well done, Dev. Well done. All right. So let's move on to that's it, right? Do you have any others?
Okay. That's all we got. It was kind of a weak showing.
That's all right. I mean, after reading Dev's,
Okay. So this week, we kind of previewed it a little. Man, I'm starting to wake up. We previewed it a little bit last week.
Yeah.
We wanted to know what is the worst song ever made. Oh. I got to learn what these are. I moved everything.
I like what you got. Good job.
Excellent work, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we want to know what the worst song y'all have ever heard in your lives. Have you come up with one, Brian, since we started this program?
You know, the one that really stands out in my head, and I can't remember who it's by now. I can find out, I'm sure, real quick here. But there was a song that that was brought to my attention way back when we had the shop, that was just awful. And if people like it, that's cool. Just to me, it was just horrible. And it's called Gay Bar by Electric Six.
Right.
And it's just, like, here's the lyrics. Girl should be you. I want to take you to a gay bar. I want to take you to a gay bar. I want to take you to a gay bar. Gay bar, gay bar. Let's start a war. Start a nuclear war. At the gay bar. Gay bar, gay bar. Wow! At the gay bar. See, it's fucking...
Wait. Why would we want a nuclear war at the gay bar?
I don't. I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Does the gay community have access codes? Should we alert Hawaii?
Nah. They wouldn't believe us anyway. Fuck. So yeah, that song is just awful. And the lyrics are terrible. It wasn't even catchy to me. Although we were singing it at the shop to each other, but it was more of a, like, to make sure you kept it in everyone's head kind of a thing. Because, right. You know, when someone would start singing it, you're like, oh man. But it wasn't that catchy. It's just you'd remember it because it's so terrible. So that's going to be mine. And I don't in any way mean this as any sort of a strike against, you know, gay bars. I've been in gay bars. They were a lot of fun. I don't want them nuked or anything along those lines. So I just hate the song.
It sounds like a terrible song.
Yeah. So what you got?
All right. This is probably gonna come across as travesty.
Okay.
For a lot of you mofos out there.
Uh-huh.
But in my humble opinion, I gotta write down yours so I can start, because we're gonna have a what I call it, Tony Shitwaiter playlist.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
You are. Europe, the final countdown.
Really?
Fucking terrible. Have you ever listened to lyrics?
Yes, they're not good.
We're going to Venus. Maybe they'll see us. What?
That's some good rhyming.
It's terrible.
That's some good rhyming right there, sir. That's not actually.
And I know, like, it's going to be people are like, I fucking love the final countdown.
Yeah.
Well, okay, great. Go to the gay bar, get nuked.
Wait, no, we're not nuking gay bars. No.
Go to the gay bar, then have some cocktails, go home, have fun.
That's fine, yeah. Then get nuked.
Yeah. Listening to the final countdown.
Yes. Which is probably how I'll be going out anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's so catchy, but the more I thought about it, the more I despise it. It's strictly based, I mean, I guess I should pull up the lyrics, shouldn't I?
Sure.
It's, you know, I mean, final countdown lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving together, but still it's farewell. Maybe we'll come back to Earth. Who can tell? I guess there's no one to blame. We're leaving ground. Leaving ground. Will things ever be the same again? It's the final countdown. This is the thing that we're heading to Venus, and we still stand tall because maybe they've seen us. I hate that.
Yeah.
And that's just the final countdown. The final countdown. The final countdown.
I'll tell you. Here's my honorable mention. Is that fucking song we hear every time we go to trivia, where it's just that fucking, it's like a dance song when all they repeat is Mercury's in retrograde. I can't stand that fucking song because it's nothing but, it's just so repetitive. It just sounds like the laziest songwriting possible, you know? So anyway, yeah, I'm sure there's worse songs out there than probably both of those.
Oh, probably,
you know, but let's hear them. You know,
I know. I really want to hear what people come up with.
Right, and listen. Essentially, there's no wrong answer on this one, and I'm not going to bash anybody too hard. Yeah, I probably will.
For sure.
But,
you got to.
But the goal of this is, of course, just to, see what people like versus what they hate. Cause it's always interesting to me with music. The songs people absolutely love that are kind of unexpected versus like this. There's, yours, like you said, I didn't expect you to go with something like that, so I didn't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. So.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, let's,
show me what you got.
Yes, please. Yeah. And because Henna gave us the sound clip, everybody this week who answered and was not Dev
is qualified.
Yes.
Because it's a great sound drop, and I had to use it.
I agree. When that was first played, I immediately fell in love with that sound drop.
It's a great one.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, well, let's wrap this sumbitch up, turn it sideways, and stick it straight. I'm
hitting my third win.
All right, well, then one last thing here. This past Monday was the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
And the way they did this was they were in the Manhattan Center, or Manhattan Ballroom, whatever the hell it's called, which is where the first episode of Raw was done.
Yeah.
And so they had a ring set up there, and then they also had one over in, I can't remember, somewhere in New York too. And the idea was they were going to split the matches and gimmicks and stuff, because, they had a ton of former wrestlers, managers, whatever, like, come out, which a lot of it was kind of, it was kind of cool, but, the ones that stood out was the show opens with the McMahons, Stephanie, Shane, and Vince all out in the ring, and then Stone Cold comes out.
Monster truck? Beers?
No, neither.
Harpoon gun?
No, he just comes out and basically doesn't really say much, and Vince starts going, like, Stephanie just disappears at this point, and Vince is basically like, I'm an old man, I'm a member of AARP, and blah, blah. He's like, but Shane's a young man, he can, so Stone Cold just...
I've seen Shane's hairdo, he does not look like a young man.
No, he is fairly young compared to Vince, though, but
yeah, I mean, Grandpa Vince out there.
Right, but basically, kick stun.
HGH for days.
Kick stun, gets in his face, and, whatever. Then Vince goes to leave, and then he turns back around and comes back, and him and Stone Cold, like, hug and whatnot, and, it's all cute. And then Stone Cold basically,
making out.
Yeah. Stone Cold hits the old, so here's to ya, kick stun, and then he starts calling for beers.
Yeah.
Opens beers, sets, actually, I'm sorry, he gave Vince a beer before he stunned him and stuff. But then he goes over to Shane and sets one down on the ground. Shane gets up, takes a drink of beer, and then kicks stun again. And which was done on purpose so he could get that spit take, cause he just sprays beer when he gets stunned.
Right.
He sells it like $1 million. And, but it was entertaining. I don't even think Stone Cold said anything. Like, as far as into a mic or anything. He just came out, 3 stunners, grabbed himself about 12 Miller Lights, and then took off.
Jesus Christ.
That was it. But at the same time, part of me was kind of like, it kind of felt cool to see that again, cause, that was always entertaining back in those days with, the interaction between McMahon and Stone Cold,
The good old days when there'd be 83 people in the ring and they all get stunned.
Yeah. After he fought through about 60, security guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, there was other stuff that was kind of cool. Like I said, they brought out, previous managers. They brought out some legends and all that kind of stuff, which was cool. Trish Stratus.
They wheel out Big Boss, man.
No. Oh, dude. Dude.
What?
He's dead.
I know.
But later on, they had Shawn Michaels and Triple H come out, and to the original DX music, and
nice.
Which was kind of cool. They come out and they start doing their little gimmicky thing, that Shawn and Trips always did, and then they're like, "But we didn't come alone." And next thing New Age Outlaws come out, and they do their
X-Pac and China came out then?
X-Pac came out. China somehow was not there because dead.
That's weird.
Yeah. They did mention her, though, which kind of surprised. they didn't put her in the Hall of Fame last year, but they essentially kind of stayed away from talking about China on there. But they did that. They actually,
why.
Yeah, right. But X-Pac comes out, and then he goes, but wait, and then Scott Hall comes out because, there's that overlap with X-Pac because he was in NWO, he was also in DX. So,
right.
Scott Hall comes out in like a suit that has, how his trunks were black with like that kind of blood look running down the top?
Oh, yeah.
His suit had that like on the lapels basically.
No, fancy.
Yeah, he did a little bit of a creep, but it wasn't a, you could tell his knees aren't what they used to be. But he came out to the Razor Ramon music, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
He got in the ring, waited.
Is he still sober and stuff, or who knows?
As far as I know, he is. Yeah. I mean, he's
good for him.
Way thinner than he was. But a lot of that has to do with, like, in that documentary, he said, he can't hit the gym like he used to. So he's, DDP yoga.
Yeah. That plus wrestle raids.
Right. So, but his hair is, like, a lot gray now, which, is kind of weird to see.
So he's like Grandpa Ramon?
A little bit, yeah. Oh man, that'd be great. He should totally do that as like a manager gimmick, man. Come out with like a cane, that obviously would be something he could, well, no, never mind. He doesn't need a gimmick. He already has the toothpick. That's how he just flicks a toothpick at the guy, distracts him.
Right in their tear duct.
Right. Well, anyway, so he comes out, he grabs the mic, stands there for a minute, looks around, and then, hey yo, which was great. But, I'm kind of looking at him and I'm like, man, these guys are starting to look old. Like it's like Triple H him and X-Pac looked the youngest of that whole group. So, yeah, and Trips is he's 40 something. And then they had, trying to think who came out next. Oh, they have this thing with Finn Balor and the Balor Club. They're guys that do the Too Sweet thing now, and they came out and kind of had a stare down with DX and Scott Hall or whatever. And then, they all do the Too Sweet thing. Then they have this new tag team called The Revival came out. And this was some of the greatest, comic-y selling I've ever seen in wrestling. The one dude gets, I forgot what happened to him and he gets knocked down. And then the next guy on their team comes running up. He gets, what was that called? X-Factored, by X-Pac. He gets a toothpick. I think maybe the other guy got the toothpick thrown in his face by, Scott Hall. But obviously Scott Hall can't, he's not going to hit a razor's edge on anybody because, again.
Yeah, unless it's an actual razor blade.
Yeah, he's not cleared for it, which was kind of a shame. I'd love to see him fucking do the bounce thing and the it's over that he used to do.
Right.
But again, yeah, I think those days are gone.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
But then each of them, Road Dogg did Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Then he gets hit with a Famouser. He gets up, Triple H, or Shawn Michaels' sweet chin music's him. As he turns around, kick to the stomach, pedigree. But each time he kind of went over to the ropes and bounced off the middle rope right back to a guy, got hit, bounced off the rope back to it was great. It was a little sad seeing those guys look old though, but aside from that, that was really entertaining to me.
That was a nostalgia bit.
It was, yeah, totally. Yeah. And the crowd ate it up, cause
I'm sure.
Why wouldn't you, So,
I know, right?
That and the Stone Cold bit were my favorite parts of the night. I guess they did various APA stuff, like them playing poker in the back, but I watched it on Hulu. I didn't get to see that stuff, unfortunately. But Ron Simmons did hit a damn. So.
Well, you have to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, geez.
Yeah. So.
He probably says that 14 times a day.
I just love whenever they bring him on WWE TV, that's all he does.
Yeah.
He's on the screen, he looks around, damn, and that's it.
And the crowd pops.
Oh, the crowd goes crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So anyway.
Do you think he ever like he gets up in the morning, and he like swings his legs out of bed or whatever.
Yeah.
And he realizes he didn't plug his phone in. He just goes, damn. And then he goes, God damn it.
Like I can't escape it.
Son of a bitch.
I'm more than just a one-word phrase.
Yeah, I'm more than just damn.
He writes a book about it. Yeah. That's the news.
More
Like,
than just damn.
I'm more than just damn by Ron Simmons.
Yeah, How I Broke the Dam by Ron Simmons.
And he's wearing a shirt on the front that says damn, but it's like crossed out.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Oh.
And he's standing on the Hoover Dam.
Right. Oh boy. Yeah, he's just breaking all the dams.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it was kind of fun to watch all that stuff too. One thing that I thought was really cool when they had the, like X-Pac and Scott Hall in the same ring was forever ago when X-Pac was 1-2-3 Kid. I don't know if you remember, he beat Razor Ramon on Raw. And everybody was like, you know, freaked out because Razor Ramon was, you know, I mean, he's the guy. Well, he's the bad guy, but you know, and it, you know, everybody was shocked. It was great. And, it was one of the big moments in Raw history, basically. And the people at the Manhattan Center or whatever the hell it's called, like when, those two were out in the ring, they were chanting 1-2-3, 1-2-3, you know, kind of a thing. So it was kind of a nice little throwback. So they even had the ring decorated in red, white, and blue ropes. The refs wore the old, like just the light blue shirts. They had the logo on the, like, pocket, basically. And they outside, or up in the rafters, they had the Ico Pro sign that used to be up on everything WWE. Like, they set the place up as though they pulled it right out of, like, the late 80s, early 90s range. Or mid 90s, whatever.
Right.
So, it was pretty cool. Alright, that's it. I got nothing else.
Nothing else?
Other than The Undertaker came out and did a gimmick and sounded like he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. It is one of the worst Undertaker promos I think I've ever seen. So
really?
Yeah, he looked confused.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, because he came out and named like all these guys that he had beat, and then he goes, and it's time for them to finally rest in peace. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Are you gonna go kill him? Like, what's...
Yes.
You know, it was
he's
cool.
Talking about murder.
It was cool up until that point because he's basically like, you know, I've put him in the ground. You know, and it was like, yeah, this is kind of an old Undertaker promo. And then he does that and everybody in the crowd's kind of like, huh? So, yeah, no one knows what he meant by it. Like, some people think he meant to say, it's time for me to rest in peace, meaning retire. But he didn't so much say that.
Yeah, it's time for them to rest in peace.
Yeah, all right, well.
It's like, oh, gee, put the knife down.
Yeah. It's like Stone Cold's right across town. I mean, you know, you want to go, I'm sure he'd go. Both of you got horrible knees and hips, but whatever.
Right, exactly.
I'd still watch it. No, probably not. So, all right, there you go. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Yeah. Well, I guess on that note, we should wrap this shit up, man.
Yep. Yeah, before you crash into your third wall.
Yeah, right.
Right. Head over to saltylanguage.com. You can check out all the past episodes. You can get the enthusiast episodes if you haven't listened to the previous ones, or again, you know, there'll be a fancy new one going up soon. You can see the networks that we're part of, like Tangent Bound Network. We're on the Geek Life Radio playlist. And we're also on...
Oh, jeez, I'm so prepared.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.
There we go.
Oh, man, that's great. All the links to our social media are over there. If you'd like to help the show out, there's a few ways you can do that. On the site, there's an Amazon banner. If you click that, it sends you to Amazon. You just shop away as normal after that. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and they just hook us up a little bit with, you know.
Can I recommend something real quick?
What's that?
You click on the Amazon banner, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You upgrade your dirtball garbage person Amazon account to an Amazon Prime.
Right.
You stream comics watching comics. That you'll find out about in a few days.
That's a good move right there.
Yes.
I agree with you. I recommend that too. You can also click on, there's a Patreon banner there. It'll take you over to Patreon, and you can donate as little or as much as you'd like to help us out there. There's some various reward tiers over there that you can choose from. You know, and any little bit helps you boys out. So, you know, if you can help, cool. If not, we understand.
Translation, go fuck yourself.
Right.
I mean, hey.
Also, we have, or if you're using iTunes, please rate, review, and subscribe. That helps us get more visibility. If you're using like Spotify or Stitcher or another podcast app, please use their like or share options for the same reasons. What am I forgetting?
We're on, you said Spotify, Stitcher, you said. We're on iTunes, obviously.
All right. Yeah, I don't think, maybe I didn't for you. I kind of felt like
good,
I did.
Man.
All right. Well, if you want to contact us, you can hit us up at salty_language on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at StuNami.
You can find me at Monotony. I check it every couple of days.
Right. Was it on Snapchat? I'm at Ninjitsu.
I am a salty_language, and we're also salty language on Instagram.
I'm StuNami if you want to try to follow me over there.
I don't remember my personal Instagram, but whatever.
Yeah, fair enough.
Doesn't really matter. It's only picture. It's like a lot of pictures of beer and like my beard or something.
And groin, yeah.
Oh yeah, and my third beard.
Nice. I think that's all the plugs. If there's something that's not on there, our Snapchat codes are also on the website. If you want to just pull them from there.
This is true.
Also on the site, I forgot about this. There's a link to my other podcast, The Crazy Life, which I do with Henno, who you've probably heard on this show before, and Jen, who, if you were an early listener of the show, you've probably heard in the background.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
that's a callback.
We talk about mental health and mental illness and whatnot and over there. So if you're interested in that, please give us a look-see. We're also on Spotify and pretty much anywhere else that you look for this show, you can find The Crazy Life.
There you go.
And I guess with that, I'll tell you kids to have a beer. You'll be fine.
Oh, man. Yeah, break through that third wall. It's incredible. I'll probably be up all night now.
Probably. Oh, that'd suck.
Dude, it would be terrible.
And I guess good luck. And watch out for the Preace prize.
Preace prize, motherfucker! That was the best.